Hello? There we go. I just had to reselect default because it decided to stop, I guess, for some bizarre reason. Okay, that's weird. Okay, now it's working. The device wasn't wanting to work quite right. That was weird. But I think we're good now. Other than for this, why is this not going? Now it's working. It just didn't like the page it was on. Got it. We can make sense of things. I'm not sure if other people are going to join us or not, but you know what?
Our story is more than what hobbits and elves know.
How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well tonight. Sorry about that. I couldn't quite hit it in time. There we go. I was like, what's going on? It's not loading. Whee! That was weird. He like jumped and then didn't really jump. So like a half jump. I think we're at a point where we're supposed to sleep to refresh everything. Whee! I still love that. It's great. Just remember where everything's at. We are good. Oh, yeah. What's that one for? Now I don't remember. Yeah, look at them armors. That's the old armors. Our old weapons, our old armors. Whee! Whee! 2 oats. Aw, we still have 2 days. Alright, so the 22nd we need to sleep so that we refresh. Alright. It's been a while. I'm trying to remember what we need more of. Moria. We need more adamant. We need 3,000, 13,000. And more granite. And wolf wood, we could use Luciban, and ironwood we need more. Boink. Alright, our standard, that's the minimum we need. I do want to get some more wood for torches and wouldn't it? I think I don't remember if this one was cleared out or what.
There are many treasures deep beneath the mountains of the dwarves. For some you must go digging, while the others must be poured. And when the search for one is done, then all the dwarven brothers take their halls into the halls and start to seek another.
Oh, I live for ale, a fire, and a song.
Villy has a ruby wine and Yari a copper mead, a bronze and stout for flour with trout fresh caught from the stream. Gloin had spied an opal cider lovely to behold, but best of all throughout the hall was ale of shining gold.
That's my favorite song.
Nice.
The bounties rich of Khazad-dûm are kept with lock and key. The cellars are stocked with drink enough to drown the distant sea. For those who toil, the wealth of soil is his who finds it first. And when you tire, sit by the fire with drink to slake your thirst.
Oh, I love that song.
Villy has a ruby wine and Yari a copper mead, a bronze and stout for flour with trout fresh caught from the stream. Gloin had spied an opal cider lovely to behold, but best of all throughout the hall was ale of shining gold.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Alright, now we can explore around and see what we find. Now that we're buffed, right? You can tell Mason was here for this one. It's lit. I'm still trying to remember to do that all the time. What?
Hum-dee-dee, there's a tavern in the deep, they say. Hum-dee-dee-oh-day-oh, where the barkeep croons to a tune they play. Hum-dee-dee-oh-day-oh, hum-dee-dee-oh-do. And once you know how the ditty goes, hum-dee-dee-oh-do, means at the oaken door with the raven crest, you can sing for your supper and a good night's rest. Hum-dee-dee-oh-day-oh, hum-dee-dee-oh-do.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah. Women's. How you doing, man? Welcome in. Yes, hum-dee-dee-oh. How are you doing? Sapphire? Why sapphire? We have a lot of that. Could we get something we have less of? I appreciate it. As you know, lurkers are always appreciated. Topaz. Precious gems, just common ones, not the rare ones that you really need. Or sapphire. I'm getting lost. Well, that's a problem. Realizing I can't tell which way I came in because they make it all labyrinthian. There we go. have it, and I can't do anything with it? Boo. Boo. Boo.
Ow. I just wiped my face and bumped something in my eye. That hurt.
Wow, that was interesting. That was very interesting. Epsd Desolation. Don't remember what that one was for. Oh, right. Adamant acquisitions. I do remember now. Was how much we needed? It's 13,000, right? I think that's what it was. I think it was 13,000 that we needed.
We got orcs! Perfect! That's one more for me!
It's pretty good. Wasn't sure how that would go, because I wasn't using a shield and blocking as well. But apparently it does enough damage that it works. Alright, I need to verify that boy went to bed, so I'm going to BRB for just a minute, and I'm going to go ahead and grab coffee while I do that, because, you know, coffee. Be right back. Thank you all for being here. We back. Sorry about that. Coffee and kids in bed. Kind of important. If you have kids, you totally get it. If you don't, you might. Oh, I paused because I was trying to let it go.
Well, there's always food and always drink. Hum-dee-dee-o-dee-o. You can stomp your feet to the tankards clink. Hum-dee-dee-o-dee-o. Hum-dee-dee-o-do. And once you know how the ditty goes, hum-dee-dee-o-do means at the oaken door with the raven crest you can sing for your supper and a good night's rest. Hum-dee-dee-o-dee-o. Hum-dee-dee-o-do.
Ha ha ha! Yes!
Yes! I love it. What? I don't have either. Check with Madre. Kitty, thanks for the lurk. I appreciate it. How are you doing? So we're almost there. Like I said, we were 13,000 away from our 40,000 requirement for adamant for our fortress we want to build. I'm kind of thinking do it at the Mithril Forge, just because, you know, it's the Mithril Forge and there's a bunch of different levels there that I thought might be kind of cool to build around. Well, let me know what you guys think. One of you guys mentioned that there'd be a place after defeating the boss that we should do it, potentially. But I never did get where that was. Stairs out, maybe? Where you fight her? I'm not sure. Where they were saying. I mean, I could think of a bunch of fun places to build it is the problem. There's not a shortage of places. Quite the opposite. Well, that's annoying. There it is. It's like, I saw it there for a moment. Come on. Hack, smash, bang. Tear it all down. Put it in our pocket. I want it all. There we go. How much have we gotten? I don't think we've even gotten near 10,000. But have we at least gotten 1,000 is the question. No, we've gotten 500. 500 of 13,000 that we need. Well, at least we got some iron and stuff too, right? We need more iron, so I'm not worried about that. We need iron and gold, and always need mithril and other things. Need more granite too. go, see? Cleaning it up. Making Moria clean once more.
Cleaning the filth of the world out.
For Durin! For Moria! Red barrel. We'll have a good bit of that to make some red decorations, right? There we go. Let's clear this out so we can get through a little easier. Oh, we need to go back and sleep tonight. Boo. Just an empty room. Wow. This weather stuff has been crazy.
When are we getting out of here?
Why are you asking me? Wags! Moria is ours! Perfect! That's all you got?
Wow. Light damage is really good. That's cool.
Hum-diddy-o-day-o, hum-diddy-o-do, hum-diddy-o-day-o, hum-diddy-o-do. If you lose your way and your torch goes black, hum-diddy-o-day-o, you can whistle clear and they'll guide you back. Hum-diddy-o-day-o, hum-diddy-o-do. And once you know how the ditty goes, hum-diddy-o-do, means at the oaken door with the raven crest, you can sing for your supper and a good night's rest. Hum-diddy-o-day-o, hum-diddy-o-do.
Ah, a song for a mining heart.
And I'm not sure where that's supposed threat is, but sure. And Mason, it's all good. How is the Masonry tonight? Other than the congestion, not bad. A little bit lacking in some sleep, but pretty good otherwise. Oh, that's where he was. That was awkward. Sure. If you want to, that's fine. I have it on single player right this moment because I didn't know if Inwin was or wasn't available. Hadn't heard from you or Nem or anyone else, so... Give me a second to swap it over here. Just want to quickly finish this awkward spot out. You know what's annoying? We got into like the 80s today, and we're supposed to be getting down to the 40s tomorrow. And I'm just like, this is stupid. That's way too much temperature differential. Way too much temperature differential. Dude, I really do like that look. That looks good. They definitely made it look good. Woo, that was a bit weird. Come on. Come on. Straighten yourself out. Why did you rebuild the mountain?
How's it going?
Hey. Doing alright, you? Oh. I'm muted. Hey. Now you can hear me. Doing alright. How about you?
Yep, I can hear you.
-3 there, 44. Yeah, what is with the swings and temps being so drastic? I mean, if I have to take, you know, global warming or global bipolar temperature, give me global warming. Not saying I want it, but this bipolar stuff is not nice from the weather. Jumping back and forth, and that's not fun. Hey, Starkin. Thanks for the lurk. I'm lurking over there too.
So, what are you working on? Just getting resources?
Yep, we need 13,000 units of adamant around there. Oh. Oh, I did rename the Darkest Deeps location that was just mapstone to gemstone mine shaft so that we know what it actually is.
Gotcha.
Because it's like, okay, well, what's there? I get that it looks like it's in a mine shaft, but mine shaft for what, right? So, resources we need: gold, not silver, gold, iron, adamant, granite, usaben wood, iron wood.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll go try to get some wood.
Sure. Dude, I put the light radiant damage on this two-handed sword. It's just decimating orcs. I wonder if they're weak to it. Like, I don't know that they are, but it almost seems like they are. Have you tried doing the radiant or light damage against them?
I haven't tried the radiant. I did on my other character. I did do the mithril weapons and other enchants, and they still destroy them.
Okay. Yeah, it's a mithril two-handed sword, great sword, long sword, whatever they call it. Technically, it should be long sword, but with the radiant enchant. And it just seems to decimate him. Which, I mean, I know the mithril weapon itself would do a lot, right? Because the tier level.
Yeah, I think there was a few community members that actually did a breakdown, like a spreadsheet of each enchant and each different weapon type. I didn't look at everything though. There's a lot of like different advantages where you might have more damage, but slower swing speed, that kind of thing.
The enchants change the swing speed? Or the
No,
weapons? Swing
the
speed?
different weapons have different swing
Yeah.
speeds.
Be curious about that. The sword seems to be pretty fast.
Yes, sword is definitely, the one-handed sword is definitely the fastest.
I mean, even the two-handed sword seems to be pretty fast. Not as fast as one-handed, but... So what have you been up to since last we spoke?
Working, and then in my free time, I've been catching up on shows and movies. I just recently watched a re-edit of all the Hobbit films. So it cuts out
re-edit?
about... Yeah, there's a few fans that have made re-edits, cutting out some of the fluff from the Hobbit movies and sort of making it a little more cohesive. I really enjoyed it a lot more.
Like, what did they cut out?
They cut out quite a bit. A lot of like some of the silly action sequences, like say when Legolas was jumping on like the falling bricks and fighting the orc. They just really cut around the sort of side stories that took emphasis off of the human element around Bilbo and Thorin. So it made it a lot more, I guess, emotionally hitting when you sort of trim those. They didn't get rid of them completely. They just trimmed some of them.
Yeah.
Reordered a few other things. Maybe got rid of some of the other weird scenes. But yeah, I think they ended up taking about probably like 45 minutes to an hour off of each film. I think they cut the most out of the second film.
Most people can't even tell what was original or not, because they didn't read the original.
I did read all the books when I was younger, and I still have them, but I have not touched them in many, many years, so I am due for a reread.
Killed this bear in 3 hits. 188 damage. Just a basic hit is 88 damage on a bear. If I charge, like run in and hit, it's over 100 damage.
Yeah, it makes you feel pretty powerful.
And I mean, that's with the radiant weapon, which is not, you know, anti-animal. So that's pretty impressive. Forge from Narvi's under attack. That's not good. I'm not near a place to get there.
I'm here.
Okay. I mean, I'm super worried since last time they couldn't even break through one wall.
Well, it says we're under attack, but I don't see any enemies yet.
They'd be out front, being
Yeah, that's where I
confused
am.
by the walls. They get a little confused by those walls and are like, am I supposed to go left? No, right? Left? No. I love it. It makes me happy that it confuses them.
No, they're just not showing up.
Well, that's the problem. Not that they're not showing up, that my placement here was a little bit off, so it didn't quite work like I needed it to. Wow, you killed all of them already?
Nope, I didn't kill a single thing.
Check the walls if you would, just to make sure they didn't damage. They may have just got confused with me being here, but...
There was literally none that even spawned. I was looking around for things being damaged or any orc noises. Nothing.
No noise even. That's funny. Oh, I didn't realize it was already twilight. So I actually need to come back so we can sleep and get to tomorrow, because we need plant harvest. Back to the forge.
off. How are you?
So glad you told me about the transmog.
Yeah, definitely comes in handy.
That is... It's a game changer, honestly. We might need another spot to put iron.
He runs his bow, squeaking high, now purring low, now sawing in the middle.
Oh, I live for ale, a fire, and a song.
Boozer. You know, I was disappointed about the Darkest Deep's gem location, though. It gave me the gems that we already have buttloads of, not rare gems. And I was like, really?
Yeah, I think rare gems more often come from like trolls and harder enemies.
It was just disappointing that, like, I go to the Darkest Deeps and harvest and get the most common gems. It's like, but what about... What are you supposed to do with a worn down ring? That looks like it's supposed to be a
Nothing?
destroyed ring of power.
Yeah, that's what I thought. One of the dwarven rings. It might just be flavor or like an Easter egg.
Okay. Great. Starving. Alright, we're at night, so we can go and...
The landlord keeps a little dog that is mighty fond of
I'm
jokes.
sorry about that.
When
So we can
there's
go and
good
sleep.
cheer among the guests, he cocks an ear at all the jests and laughs until he chokes. They also keep a horned cow as proud as any queen, but music turns her head like ale and makes her wave her tufted tail and dance upon the green.
That's my favorite song.
To bed, to bed, to bed we go, for it's night. And we need the plants to grow. Pale hope. Slow the effects of darkness. Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to the lower deeps to farm wood.
Affirmative. Well, we're off on our alul blooms because someone decided to plant a mushroom in one of the spots instead of the alul bloom on me.
How dare they?
Which means they accidentally... Well, no, what it means is they dug up my alul bloom and planted a mushroom where a mushroom can't grow. 3 of them, in fact.
Straight to jail.
So that's kind of frustrating. I don't know who did that. So we're off on our alul bloom production from what we should have had. It is frustrating. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more ironwood and usaben wood for the fortress.
Yep, that's what I'm trying to get.
And we may need more gemstones and fiber too. Because I didn't realize that those were needed in large quantities for some of the things. That reminds me, we need to go out front to get the crab apples, cranberries, extra little bloom, and then we can come back.
A bear nest!
Yeah, you know what? We do need bear.
Perfect.
I don't think we need more coal right now. Chili dogs, how's it going? Yes? Why do those have to be exclusive? I mean, which would you be? Wouldn't you be good with being all three? How you doing, chili dogs? Yeah. Right? Super amusing and great. I have 23 ironwood. Decided I'd go ahead and pick up the elf wood while I was running around getting to grab apples. I mean, you could always be like Legolas and decide that once you hear Gauls, you have to leave for the sea. Kierden would be, you know, willing to take you on, so that's a good thing for Legolas. Luckily, you know, Kierden's there and capable.
Quiet. I see prey ahead.
People don't really think about just how old Kierden is. Kierden is the only elf with a beard. Like, he's actually mentioned as having a beard. Are you aware of that, Mason? Oh, your mic's breaking up. You what? Oh, your microphone's being pleasant again.
Okay, how's it now?
Welcome back. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be because I'm muting and unmuting. It just messes up. What was your question?
About Kierden. I didn't know if you're familiar with Kierden the shipwright and how old he is.
I have not read the Silmarillion, but I did watch Rings of Power, so I believe, I mean, obviously that has a lot of story, you know, differences to it. But he's the one that got one of the first rings, right?
Yeah. He's the one who gave Gandalf the ring.
Yes, the fire ring, right?
Mm-hmm. He's the only elf that has a beard. single other elf in any of the stories.
Is that just because the other ones were killed?
Or are in the Undying Lands.
Yeah. So you mean the ones in Middle Earth?
Yeah. Well, he's older than a lot in the Undying Lands too, because in the Undying Land, like Galadriel's father was born in the Undying Lands. So, there's some elves in the Undying Lands even that are younger than him. Because he was the one who built the ships for the elves to initially go over to the Undying Lands. That's how they got there, was by his hand. So think about that. Before the trees of light, before the whole rise of Sauron or Saruman, or even the real fall, or even before the fall of Morgoth, Círdan was. Like, you just think about how far back that is.
Yeah, you know more about this than I do. I'm still fairly new to the lore before the Third Age.
It's okay. It's just, it's crazy how old he is to think about it. Like,
How much time was in like the First Age and the Second Age?
as a number of thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Each age is like, I don't know, 10,000 years or something like that. I have to go look to get the exact, but it's not an insignificant amount. But he's from First Age, and you think about it, they're in the Third Age, Fourth Age now?
Right. It's not like a set amount of years, though. It's like key events that reshape the world, right?
Yeah. So, you know Third Age, right?
Third Age is basically starts once Sauron was defeated the first time, right?
Right. Fourth Age,
Is when he's defeated again with Frodo
Right.
putting the ring in Mount Doom. Yep. And then I believe the Second Age starts once Morgoth is defeated, right? I don't know about that one.
no. Third Age is when Morgoth is defeated. Second Age, I think, is when the trees fall. Or something like that. I have to look back to get exact. It's been a while since I've looked at it.
There is kind of a lot.
But humans weren't really around until I think it was the Second Age. So the whole First Age, there were no humans. And that's the thing, like, people don't realize just how long that is and just how long Círdan has been doing his job. It's like, do you realize this man has been at his job longer than anyone else has been alive? Like, everyone's like, oh wow, Elrond, and it's like, you realize Galadriel is so much older than him? Really? And you realize that
Yeah, I don't
Círdan
think that
is
the show did
multipliers.
a good job at showing that.
Yeah, they didn't.
She seems very
Elrond is like his.
reactionary. And he seems
Elrond
wiser.
is exactly. Elrond is wise, but he's a warrior. Galadriel is ancient and very, very wise. Because she was back in the Second Age, anyways. She was with the group who came over to defeat Morgoth. Like, come over meaning they chose to leave the Undying Lands to come back to defeat Morgoth.
Yeah, I really love Kate Blanchett's.
And so,
her.
oh yeah, no, you're all good. I'm just saying, like, you think about how far back that is, right? And you're gonna say that she's gonna be what she was in that? That makes no sense. She was already a grandmother by that time. And you know what most people don't get? Elrond is her son-in-law. Elrond is her son-in-law.
I don't think I actually knew that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Elrond married her daughter. So number one, why would she be disrespectful to him at all? She obviously approved of him marrying her daughter. That's not something insignificant. And that also tells you an age difference between the two and a respect that would be there. Because elves bond forever. It's not a minor event. It's not a minor thing. They're not in a hurry. So when they do, it's a bit of a big ordeal. So the fact that there's any sort of discontent between the two of them doesn't make sense. I mean, watch the movies and how they react to each other. That's more accurate. They're very respectful of each other. And he acknowledges that she is wiser than him because she's been alive longer. Right?
Yeah, the show does some things well, but it really misses the mark on a lot of things.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if they had said that they were doing a alternate universe or something like that, I wouldn't have the same guff against them. But they claim to be doing the thing and clearly missed the mark on that thing. Like, just the clips I saw of her, like, they made her be like this badass warrior kind of character. I'm like, but it's not her. She's the wise counsel. That's like if you took, what's one of the popular counselors on, like, Star Trek?
LaTroy?
Yeah, like, take one of them and swap them with Worf. Say that they're like Worf. You know, people would be like all up in arms, right? It's like, but that's what you did.
Yeah, I don't know.
why
The
doesn't
writers are
work.
difficult, to be honest.
Yeah. But I mean, you know Worf, and you know what the counselors in Star Trek were, right?
Yes, I
Like,
big
those-
Star Trek fan, actually.
Those two don't mix. But that's what they did, and it's just like, ay. I wanted to like you. I did. But you removed all possibilities of me doing so.
The king beneath the mountains, the king of carven stone, the lord of silver fountains shall come unto his own. His crown shall be upholden, his harp shall be restrung, his halls shall echo golden to songs of your resong. Ho!
Ah, a song for a mining heart.
That's the thing, like, I'm not angry if someone says they like Rings of Power. Right? Because it's like, okay, well, you do you. I just can't because of what they did.
Yeah, I feel similarly. Like, I appreciate, you know, a lot of the things they did. Like, you know, they tried to bring some of the story to life. It's just, in season 2 was a lot better, but it still just misses the mark for me.
I'm curious about the Rohirrim series that they're working on. I'm hoping maybe they learned and will do better with that. Which is actually, the Rohirrim stuff has pretty cool stuff. Back before they were the Rohirrim and got their lands from the King of Gondor to be where they are now as Rohan. They were the Horsemen of the North. So they were up in the area with Bjorn, and they were actually known for being dragon fight hunters. Like, their leader and one of their primary, heads of them was known for actually hunting down dragons and slaying dragons. Like, think about that. Horse riding dragon hunters.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Now, was Smog like your average dragon, or was he exceptional
There is no such thing.
in power?
Okay, the people think of dragons in the Lord of the Rings universe. They think of dragons. The problem is that's not right. Okay? They can be as different from each other, even if they're a similar species, because they're a lot more custom and unique and personality. So if you look at, like, the Belrogs, they're the same type of creature,
Because they were like,
but they don't
shaped
have to
by-
be the same at all. Not even with shape-shifting. No shape-shifting.
No, I mean they were shaped like all the
Oh, yeah,
creatures
they're
of the
twisted.
world were like
Yeah.
shaped by Morgoth. Is what I mean.
But if you look at, like, the orcs and the Uruk-hai and stuff, right? They're not all the same. There's, like, some differences
Yeah.
between them. They're not all equal.
Well, so I also read that Tolkien actually went back and forth about like different origins of the orcs or different subsects of the orcs and everything, and he said they're not beyond redemption. Like, it's very possible they could have had, you know, families and baby orcs and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, initially he wrote them as unknown in that regard, right? But I think it makes more sense for it to be unknown. Because they're a twisted creature of evil, like, created that way. That doesn't mean that they have to stay that way. But that's how they're created and intended, and they'll have a natural tilt towards that, right? That doesn't mean that they have to be that, but that's kind of the natural disposition.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, if you have a physical or mental, issue as a human, right? You're not just going to magically be over it forever. It's something you're going to deal with your life. That doesn't mean you can't adapt and, find ways to deal with it and stuff. But it's not going to be, oh, look, it's gone. Magic, right? And so that's kind of how I see it from what I've understood of it, is that it's that kind of concept. Sure, you don't have to be evil, but you always have this little voice in the back of your head whispering, try to make you be evil. But you're not required to be. It's just easier for them to be because that's what their natural disposition is. Kind of like some people have a resting smile face, some don't, right? So based on what I've read about it and seen on it, that's kind of how I kind of envision it, is kind of like some people have a natural smile on their face, some have a natural scowl. Are they forced to have it? No. But it's kind of that natural aspect to them that they have to consciously make a difference on. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And I personally kind of like that because it makes sense, right? They were created by evil to be evil, but that doesn't mean that they have to necessarily be bound by it because they were twisted. That's not their natural form. Now, can they change back from that form? Possibly not. I don't know if that would make sense because they would have to use powerful magic to undo their form. But that would be somewhat up to Tolkien as well. I don't think he really said that one. But I kind of see the same thing with dragons, right? Is a dragon forced to be that way? Is a dwarf forced to be completely obsessed with treasure? Well, I don't think it's necessarily like forced on them because they're not robots, but it's their natural way. So to be different, they have to do something about it, right? I mean, you look at, I think the portrayal of Thorin with the, dragon poison and everything, right, was a really good example because he had to fight it. It wasn't just a, sure, it's all over.
Yeah, he had come at.
But that's the thing. Could he fight it? Yes. But it was his natural disposition to be more embracing it. He had to shift it. He had to get something to help him get past it. And that's kind of how I see, I mean, right or wrong, but it's based on what I've, information I do have. That's kind of how I see, dragons and orcs with evil. It's kind of like, Aragorn had that natural disposition towards wanting power, but he taught himself to not long for power that way, right? And so when the ring came to him and tempted him, he was able to resist it. But if you saw it, it didn't say he wasn't tempted at all. It said he resisted that temptation, something that he had to think about, and so he was prepared for. And Boromir wasn't, because he never considered the fact that he might have to resist that, right? So could Boromir potentially have, if he was more prepared, he very well could have. I mean, Boromir did, but he didn't seek power like Boromir did. Just some fun things to think about, right? Oh, Chili Dog, so you got your name back. What happened? Did they finally get back to you, or did you just change the name, or what happened, dude? Oh, Mason, right now I'm over in an area with a bunch of gold, getting gold and adamant vein. How's your wood acquisition going?
Got about 220 balsam and 50 ironwood.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the bigger balsam trees haven't really grown back yet. So they're the ones that have ironwood usually.
Yeah,
But I can
and
get
that's
ironwood from other
because
stuff.
we haven't slept down there yet.
Yeah, so I was actually thinking about making little beds here.
Do we both have to sleep down there, or just one of us?
Yeah, I think just one of us. Because one just had to be they do the calculations.
Okay. Wasn't sure.
Farewell, farewell, my one true love. Farewell. said she. For though my heart stays tied to shore, I now must cross the sea.
Ah, my pickaxe swings through.
Time to shepherd the little note of iron. There's this little node of adamant on the side, and I was like, well, we'll see what's there. Back behind it, there was a little area of iron. It's like, oh, well, that wasn't a very big node. All right, well. I need the adamant anyway, so I was fine with it. At 600. And I needed 13,000 earlier. Okay, so that actually just goes into a wall. Oh boy, no way. Now I'm gonna have to check every single door. I just found another secret passageway by hitting a door. I couldn't hear that. Your microphone's doing its thing again.
I said that's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it just means now I'm gonna have to go back and do that on all the others. Wow, it is a whole area. Yeah, there's compact dirt there, but as you dig out, you find there's parts of the building. I haven't got to the bottom of it yet, just clearing out the compact dirt. Oh, and there's a chest here at the bottom. Dude? Do you want to come here? Because there's another door to go through. Down below. Like I had to excavate the dirt out after going down, or going through the door. And it led me down some stairs.
I came across a place like this in my save as well.
Okay. I just didn't know if you'd seen one or not, so I wanted to let you see it if you hadn't. Because this is below the floor you can't destroy of the area. There's pipeworks and everything down here. So this is like the sewer of the area we were in. There's a whole underground area here. Dude. Like, it's massive.
Yeah, you might want to put torches down the places you've been in there, because
That would be smart. Well, I didn't think it was going to be this sprawling. I thought it was just going to be, you know, just a thing. But no, it is a lot of a thing. Put the torch over the door to the way out, so I can always look, know the way out by not just that there's a torch, but where the torch is located. And of course I can't open the doors, I have to beat the door open. Oh, shadow.
With a ping and a pong, the fiddle strings broke, the cow jumped over the moon, and the little dog laughed to see such fun, and the Saturday dish went off at a run with the silver Sunday spoon. The round moon rolled behind the hill as the sun raised up her head. She hardly believed her fiery eyes, for though it was day, to her surprise, they all went back to bed.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Build on floor. It is on a floor. Build on floor, but it is on a floor.
Yeah, I think it doesn't like the water is all.
Okay, that's a dead end. I mean, I wish I could just open the door and leave it, but it won't let you open the door. You have to destroy it. is a different staircase up. Dude, this place is a lot. And this goes back up to the same area that I was in before, even with the bear wandering about. Dude, so this whole area has an under area that is completely unseen. And you knew about this?
I didn't know where it was because I think it's different on each save, but I have run across an area like this.
That is a quite substantial area. I mean, I thought it was cool that it was anything, and I just didn't know it was turning out to be this massive. They didn't even give you any indication that that was a thing. It's like, yeah, it's an Easter egg if you decide to check it. Otherwise, you miss it. What was the Well of Shadows? Isn't that where the dragon was?
I believe so, yes.
Well, that was very interesting. What's not interesting is my wife's having to go back in and take care of the baby again, which tells me that she's not sleeping well, which means I may not be getting sleep tonight. Who needs sleep, right?
Yeah, sleep later, right? You can just defer that.
Yeah, it works well. Brain works really well when you have sleep deprived. I mean, they haven't done any studies to prove otherwise, right?
Good.
I'm sure they haven't. Oh, Drake.
The dragon's beasts! Perfect!
The Great Sword with light enchantment does 69 to Drake's. Like basic attack, not even power attack. No buffs or anything on. Just the basic Mithril Great Sword with light enchantment. It's pretty crazy, dude. Weren't expecting to find a Drake wandering around here like that. But apparently it decided it wanted to get its face whooped. Who am I to tell a Drake they can't have what they want? Wow. This Maddock just did 147 damage to a chest and destroyed it. Like one hit. And I thought the Quarry Master did a decent job.
That's odd, because I've tried to do that before, and sometimes they hit for gray, even with the mithril weapons.
And if I should fade my one true love, if I should fade, said she, could you forgive what I become when nothing's left of me?
Ha ha ha! Yes!
Now it's not letting me jump on. Boo. I find it interesting that iron is the one metal found in all other forms of rock. The only one. Did you notice that?
I think that might be because it's just used in many of the alloys.
But still, it's interesting. But it is the only one, and it changes what gem is with it based on which rock it's in. Didn't know if you'd really thought about that or noticed it. I just thought it was interesting. I noticed it before, but didn't vocalize it.
I'm removing the orc filth from the world while trying to get ironwood.
Oh, delete all the orc filth. A darkest deeps location. So I am not in the lower deeps like you, but since it's a darkest deeps location, there is Usaban wood here, along with Usaban trees. So we can harvest that.
Yep.
Even though it's
Yeah, I'll
not
look at
technically in
dark
the right zone, it still is
Yep.
the right biome,
Exactly.
because it's a biome shift, which is odd.
Yeah, I think that might just be due to maybe the developers didn't want to make another Darkest Deep biome.
Yeah,
Not
they
really
made
sure.
the Darkest Deeps location there first. And then we're like, ugh, we don't want to make it, we'll just leave it. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, maybe they ran out of time or something, but yeah. It kind of sticks out when you find them on every biome, other than that one biome. And it's not like we don't need the Usaban wood either. If we just needed the ironwood, we could just go for the other trees growing in the Elven Forest up where we are. Technically, we could go to the city and break down furniture to get ironwood.
That's why I'm starting with the orc stuff, because a lot of it just goes ironwood.
Mm-hmm. But since we do actually need Usaban wood too for some of the construction, it doesn't hurt to do the Usaban trees to mushrooms to get the wood we need.
Exactly, yep.
Hey, Moria, there's something there. What? Perfect. Knock this one dead.
Oh, don't have room for Gundabad iron. Or slag. I need that. And I don't have room for hide. Or meat. Or a coin. Wow. I have a lot more stuff in my inventory than I thought. Alright, the Nogrod Forge is over there. Time to head back to the forge, I guess, and leave. So 1 or 2 days we'll need to sleep to get the produce. What is it? 2 days, I think, maybe? Mograt Forge. Bye, Forge.
At least I got a couple more map markers deleted.
Yay, I'm tired. So close to 30,000. Just not quite there yet. I was so hoping we were so close, Mason, but we're still not to 30,000. Where did resin go? There's resin. Whee!
Pour poor little Baggins sat for tea, stuffy as a hobbit could be. When the bell it rang, and what did he see? 200 guests awaiting for he. They hung right up the hoods they wore, but told him not that there'd be more. They poured the milk on the pantry floor when Feely and Keely came knocking at Bilbo's door.
That's my favorite song.
So you've been pondering any good ideas for the fortress?
I'm not sure.
You have
I
any
haven't
ideas
really
on-
built a lot with adamant.
Okay. Well, you're going to handle the interior decoration aspect. You do the luxury portion of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have some ideas on that front.
So, the fun stuff you've been kind of already doing. And then
Right.
I'm hoping we'll have enough gold that we can do a lot of gilded stuff all over, too. You have any thoughts on location?
Well, it depends. So there's a really large area of where the Watcher in the water is. You could build over the water. Very flat, large surface area. Then there's also the multi-layered area of when you first go into Dwaradelf and you see the dragon come through the waterfall. You can do that, or where the bridge of Khazad-dûm is. Maybe, because you could probably build over the ledge as well. You have the fortress right in front of the bridge. Lots of good options.
I was considering possibly doing it around Redhorn Lode. The Mithril Forge as well was another place I had considered, because you could build it into the multi-level kind of area there around that. But I'd like your other thoughts too. We could take over Dwaradelf for it. Just building the fortress there, I don't know about that, because the issue with a multi-level thing like that is that I'd almost like to leave it the way it is and just build it up, more so than build the fortress there for Dwaradelf. Because I kind of like the way they have it set, right? Where you have these walls of housing on either side.
Oh, not that area. I meant the area where you fight the first Drake that you see.
Oh,
And
the
you
desolation
go up.
area. But yeah.
Yeah, and then
okay.
there's a bunch of statues you got to repair, and there's a map stone there, and then you see the waterfall. That area. It's just more vertical.
I think I know where you're talking about. I'm just trying to figure out where we're going to do it so we can at least start clearing the area and prepping it, right? While we're getting stuff. But I'm not totally convinced. Oh. Actually, just out from Durin's tomb is that eternal stair up to the area. That has a lot of verticality, too. That could be an option. Build around the existing staircase. That's a pretty massive area.
As far as just overall space, I think Mines of Moria might have the most actual space. There's just lots of stuff in the way, like pillars, stone pillars, and
Yeah,
different
that's my only problem with the mines. The mines is that there's some verticality, but then it like shoots off in different directions, and its overall volume is greater, but the cohesive volume is less.
Right.
I'm thinking cohesive volume. That staircase basically was just a big chamber up and down with just that staircase. Let me go there and look at it. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I still kind of like the Mithril Forge being the area too, because then if you need to make anything out of Mithril, you're right there, right? Guess we could do it in Balin's, or in Durin's tomb, but that kind of felt disgraceful to, you know, his resting places. But we could do it, if we did it there, we could have basically behind each Durin statue is a different designated area. But I kind of prefer leaving, I mean, I wouldn't mind cleaning up his tomb, but I think as dwarves, you'd want to respect his tomb, not build your fortress there, right?
Well, if you were to build there, you could have that area just be like a little sanctuary, you know?
Well, that's why I said the staircase right out from there would be, I think, possibly a decent area, because you have the waterfalls all around, right? And it's this massive, it's not as wide open horizontally, but vertically, it's massive. Then again, I don't know if I want to limit us horizontally to the amount that this place would limit us. It's not bad. If nothing else, I wouldn't mind at some point coming back here and fixing the staircase. You know, which we'd have to build, what do you call it? Hearths to do. Yeah, it's a bit narrow, but other than being narrow, it's a pretty cool place to build. Until you decide to not pay attention and step off a ledge and fall down and take 30 points of damage because you didn't realize that the doorway with stairs wasn't actually going anywhere, it just drops off. But I mean, it would be kind of cool with the verticality it has. Just the amount of levels you could potentially do. We could test the vertical bounds of a hearth here at least. So maybe we should at least do that so we can see if there is a vertical boundary. Because did you know if there's a vertical boundary or not?
If
I know there's a horizontal.
Yet.
Okay.
Because my base is very, very vertical, and I've never had a problem with going up decently high. Now,
Okay.
if there is a limit, it's way more than like 7 or 8 stories.
Okay. Well, this place is a lot more than 7 stories. I mean, it's what, 30, 40 stories high?
Yeah, test it out.
Camp in the Orc Warrens under siege. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, I just made a camp to repair.
And then, yeah, this is the first part of the Eastern Bastion that we found. And then we saw the dragon burst through the area up from here. Then again, the Eastern Bastion area wouldn't be bad either, because it already has a lot already there if we wanted to use pre-existing structure. I don't know. Let me check on one thing. I'll be right back. I'll let you guys listen to Mason while I step away for a minute, just in case something crazy happens. I didn't hear any screaming, Mason.
Screaming?
Yeah, you're getting attacked. I expected to hear some screaming and dying. Joking.
No, they're all dead. All dead. I did have Drake though, and show works.
So you remember the Eastern Bastion, right? It has an armory area already.
Yeah, that's the place I'm talking about before the waterfall.
Yeah. If we built it there, we'd have to use the existing structure. And it wouldn't really... We wouldn't really able to build the fortress like I was saying, because the existing structure is basically what you'd use. Like, you'd repair the rails and stuff, but there's not space to build non-pre-existing structures, really. I'm not saying we won't build this place up. I'm just saying it's not a full custom built location. Okay, your microphone's doing its thing again. You should fire it. I'm sorry.
It's the Twitch thing on my mic.
Yeah.
Testing?
Hey, it's all good.
Okay, good. Yeah, if you want the biggest open area to build the structure, it would be the Watcher in the water area, I think, above the water.
Doesn't necessarily have to be the most massive. I want it to be a good sized space, but I want to be able to not have a bunch of... I kind of was thinking we didn't want to have a bunch of pre-existing structures, right? Since we're trying to do custom stuff, if there's a whole bunch of pre-existing, then it's going to be hard to be able to do your own. Just because, you know, you can only do so much, right? So it's not that I'm against necessarily building in any certain area. It's that I'm trying to evaluate and make the best decision we can on getting the intended results. So I'm okay with like some structure, like the Bridge of Cassidoon would be cool if you could actually build over the chasm. I mean, it's kind of the crystal descent's the same way. That initial crystal descent location would be cool if you could build the Black Fortress out in the middle of that, but you can't build into where all those crystals are, so there's no way to do it because it disables your build ability.
That is a very large, mostly open area, though, where the crystal descent is, not including the rest of it.
Yeah, not the main crystal ring, but down below that. It's true, we could do it there. I don't remember it being very wide and sprawling. I thought it was more, kind of a more focused area. But I could be wrong. And for that matter, I guess we could build it on the other side of the Bridge of Cassidoon.
True, that very end game area is pretty open. Right next to all the Durin statues.
Yeah, so on the Bridge of Cassidoon, even though it's rebuilt, I cannot build out from the wall, like, at all. There's a little bit of the area you can, but then it's like, nope. And it's like, why? Because we don't want you to be able to cheat and get through there.
Yeah, that sounds like something they should clean up after you've repaired it. Then, like, allow building, you know, once you've
Yeah, I
repaired
understand
it.
they want to disallow you to bypass their thing, right? Okay, I get that. Then what? So if we built it just past the statues, that would take a lot of work to clean up. And it's not as wide area as I was necessarily intending. But it would be kind of a cool area in some ways, because then it's the entrance right in. But I kind of think that'd be more fun to make be a different little bastion or something than the Blackstone Fortress we were talking about. Oh, they have planters up here. They're in the dark, but I didn't realize there's a bunch of planters up here. Didn't realize there were so many nasty orc structures around here. There we go. Cleaning up. Ugly, nasty orc filth.
If you use your ironwood axe, it should be giving you ironwood on stuff like that.
Oh, so when you break anything, you're right.
Not
I
absolutely,
was-
but yeah, a lot of wooden things, especially like the little wooden pieces on the ground.
Yeah, I was using the Madoc because it was doing the most damage to structures. Basic attack was still doing 40 damage, which is more than even the Quarry Master does.
I believe we can get a one-handed mithril axe that'll do a lot more damage and give us the enchant for ironwood. It's just
It does.
about how many emeralds we have.
I have that. It only does like 14 damage to structures.
Oh, really? Because my Kazad War Axe that has it is also doing about the same amount of damage. About 14, 12, between 12 and 15.
Yeah, so you have my stream up?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so watch this. Ready? One basic swing, 40 points across the board. Switch to the axe. 18.
Okay, so it's doing 18 compared to my 12 to 15. And I'm saying 18 to 23, so it is better.
Yeah, it is better.
Yeah, but not as good as other stuff, obviously.
It's not 40.
Yeah. But it will give you ironwood.
The fact that it gives me ironwood probably makes it worth the pain. A full devil power attack with the Madoc on structure did like 180 damage. Oh, good grief. Just not wanting to get hit. Like, for some reason, that hitbox was all weird. Cleaning up for the honor of Durin. Boo. I hate that they have some structures that look like they can be destroyed, but you can't interact with them, so you actually can't destroy them.
Yeah, hopefully people make some mods or something that can clean that up.
Like this one, they enlarged the size of it, and it's magically not interactable with because they made it bigger. Boo. Didn't give me ironwood. Alright, Mason. I don't know, man. Where we want to build this thing. Mithril Lode, or the Mithril Forge. crystal descent or the eastern stair, I think are probably our, excuse me, our current top picks, I think.
Well, one thing we could do, I guess, is just start sort of making an outline or prototype of the base and see if we like it in each location. Doesn't have to be super detailed, just see if you like the feel.
Well, the outline would be putting down the hearth and seeing how far it goes. Because that's the determining factor, right?
I like the idea of the staircase.
What do you like about each of those locations that have been mentioned? Or don't like? Both directions.
I like the staircase because it's already basically has a staircase built into it, and you could already build off of the levels. And that's one of the harder aspects of building is the staircases. So if you wanted to build a very big fortress, that might be the way to go. And it's a big open area without pre-existing structures around it.
Okay, so that's something for the staircase. What about the Mithril Forge and the Crystal Descent?
Crystal Descent is good as well for a big open area, but there are other things we'd have to build around. I think there is, and not that it would be impossible, it would just be a bit more.
Okay. What about the Mithril Forge?
Mithril Forge is probably good. However, the other forge where we fought the goblin guy or whatever, the big guy, that seems a little bigger.
Oh, Durin's Forge?
Yeah.
Well, it's not in the forge. The forge would be the backside of the fortress. So I was saying we'd build a fortress out front of the Mithril Forge. If we're going to build it in the forge, I would say Durin Forge would be the way to go. So if we're going to do more like we did with the Forge of Narvi, I'd say, yeah, Forge of Durin, which we still might do. But if we're going to make it be the back room of the fortress, that's a different topic, right? So that's kind of what I was thinking, is you have it be the back room of the fortress instead of part of the fortress. So even if the hearth doesn't reach back in there all the way, that's fine, because we don't necessarily need to do a lot in there other than clean up. But we will want hearth coverage in the area, even if we have to overlap, so that we can use the... one of the benefits of that would be we can then use the furnace, right, to smelt without fuel costs. So, I mean, that is a positive to building that.
I said you have so many blaze shrooms at this point that I mean, it is nice to still be able to smelt for free, but I think it's kind of negligible since you have like 400 blaze shrooms already.
Yeah, it's true, but that's part of why I did it, so that it can be a consideration to not have to be an issue. Right? I mean, that was part of the thought on it. Wheel. I'm gonna need to call it. I am collapsing. I've been really congested the last couple nights, so sleep has not been great. But I've had fun, and we got some of our resources. We need to get some more adamant, so we have what we need. We need to get the rest of the wood, but we're getting close. And then we need to decide, make some finalizations on where we want to have it. But I like those all the options we kind of suggested. It's just a matter of deciding which one we want to go with, because, like you mentioned, they all have pros and cons, right?
Yep.
I do like you said, doing the city for area. Wait, you found a map stone?
I'm just placing one down so I can come back here.
Oh.
I'm just gonna come back to base.
Yeah,
Because there's a
I need to do
lot
that
more
myself.
ironwood to grab here, so I'm just gonna call it like Ironwood Farm. While I have you here, there's 3 veins around me that I can't delete, but I've mined them all so you could delete them inside the lower
hang
deeps, the
there
orc
then,
area.
let me look. Where are you at? You're not in
I'm in
Delve.
the upper left area of lower deeps where the orc area is, Orc Warren.
Orc Warren. Excellent.
Yeah, so just those
So
3
I see there is a
mining
copper.
ones. Yep, all 3 of those.
And then a
Can be
copper,
deleted.
and then a tin,
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's
like
good.
that.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of, like you said, doing it in Dworo Delve, since you have that massive open area. I don't know that I want to take away from the existing aesthetic. So it's one of those kind of torn things, right?
Yep, that is one of the... Or here as well, you could do it, but there are other buildings on the sides, like you said.
Do I need to delete some there, or what were you saying?
Oh no, you got them all.
Okay.
You got all the ones I was talking about.
Sorry. My grogginess is kicking in hard.
Yeah, you're good. I'm just gonna put stuff away and then I will be done.
Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed. And be sure to join us next time as we continue this exciting fun. I appreciate you all. Till next time, as always, enjoy the story. We'll see you guys next time.